South America, known as the fourth largest continent in the world, consisting of 12 sovereign countries including Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela.
The amazing facts about South America. Did you know South America has the largest rainforest in the world, the Amazon? It is around 4 million square kilometers and has over 2.5 million insect species. South America is home to many interesting and unique species of animals, including the llama, anaconda, piranha, jaguar, vicuña, and tapir. It is the only continent in the world to have wild pink dolphins. All climates are different throughout the continents. 1/5 of the world's fresh water is contained in the Amazon rainforest. The world's longest mountain chain, the Andes, runs 4,505 miles down the western edge of South America. Its steep slopes are terraced to grow barley, potatoes, and wheat on its colder upper slopes, and coffee, tobacco, and corn on the warmer slopes or lower slopes. South America eats a lot of fruits, veggies, nuts, meat, coffee, yerba mate, looks a bit like spinach, milk, base desert, and sugar cane.
The continent continues to be home to indigenous people, some of whom built high civilization prior to the arrival of Europeans in the late 1400s and early 1500s. South America has a history that a wide range of human cultures and forms of civilization. The Norte Chico civilization in Peru is the oldest civilization in the Americas and one of the first 6 independent civilizations in the world. It was contemporaneous with the Egyptian pyramids. South America thought to have been first inhabited by humans when people were crossing the Bering Land Bridge, now the Bering Strait, at least 15,000 years ago from the territory that is present-day Russia. They migrated south through North America and eventually reached South America through the Isthmus of Panama. South America is a continent entirely in the Western Hemisphere and mostly in the Southern Hemisphere, with a relatively small portion in the Northern Hemisphere. It can also be described as the southern subregion of a single continent called America. South America is bounded by the Caribbean Sea to the northwest and north, the Atlantic Ocean to the northeast, east and southeast, and the Pacific Ocean to the west. In the northwest, it is joined to North America by the Isthmus of Panama, a land bridge narrowing to about 50 miles or 80 kilometers at one point. Great Passage south of Cape Horn separates South America from Antarctica. South America and North America are named after Italian navigator Amerigo Vespucci, who was the first European to suggest that the Americas were not part of the East Indies, but an entirely separate landmass. The portion of the landmass that lies south of the Isthmus of Panama became known as South America.
Languages in South America are
Spanish, Portuguese, English, Dutch, Aymara, French, Paraguay-Guarani, Quechua, Mapudungun, and Yueyo. Spanish, Portuguese, and English are the most commonly spoken languages in South America.
Traditional dresses, woven bags, and colorful belts known as champis can be viewed in this assortment of clothing from around Latin America. Feathered or porcupine quill headdresses are still worn by most Amazonian groups for daily or fiesta use.
Ceviche. This popular seafood dish got its start in Peru. Fresh, raw seafood is cured in citrus juice, spiked with some heat from chili peppers, and garnished with onion and cilantro. If you love sashimi, you'll flip for this delicacy. Arepas. This flatbread sandwich made from ground maize dough, eaten in the northern region of South America since pre-Columbian times. Empanadas. This crispy half-moon shaped pastry has a hot, savory filling of cheese, meat, or vegetables. In Argentina, every province has its own signature flavor. Pisco sour. The pisco sour is a popular cocktail throughout South America, but it's the national drink of both Chile and Peru. It is made with pisco, a brandy produced in both Chile and Peru. And the last but not the least, the platanos fritos. Fried plantains or platanos fritos are a quite essential South American delight. The soft texture just about melts in your mouth, and the proudly burned bits are beyond delicious.
Christianity is by far the biggest religion in South America and is the dominant religion in all countries of the continent. Latin America is home to more than 425 million Catholics, which is nearly 40% of the world's Roman Catholic population. It is also home to other religious groups which include Protestantism, Islam, and Judaism.
The traditional art of South America is as varied as it rich, from arts as ancient as pottery and textile weaving to colonial traditions of paintings and wood carvings. The Paracas textile, which is from Peru along the south coast. It was believed to be a head wrapping for the buried. They also have wings, which are believed to carry them to another world, possibly the afterlife.
From the 1990s onward, countries in South America switched over the system of free market economy. Now, major economic activities include agriculture, industry, forestry, and mining.
Here are the most popular dance in South America. Tango. The Argentine tango is arguably the most passionate dance in the whole of South America. Samba. This lively ballroom dance first evolved in Brazil before later becoming popularized in the United States and Western Europe. Salsa. Perhaps the most famous of all the dances mentioned here is salsa. There are usually two quick steps and low step, followed by a tap or pose. Next is the cueca, officially declared Chile's national dance in 1979. Cueca is a dance of conquest and definitely the one to learn if you want to have a partner.
Pre-Columbian, colonial, resistance, modernismo, boom, and contemporary are the main periods of Latin American literature. Each period has a genre that ruled, ranging from the first-person narratives, magical realism, philosophical short stories, anti-embellishment poetry, and experimental prose. Some of the best South American authors are Jorge Luis Borges, Julio Cortázar, and Isabel Allende.
Follow in the footsteps of the Incas and venture deep into the mythical Andes to see one of the most glorious places on earth, Machu Picchu, the city in the clouds. Once the clouds evaporated from the mountain ridge above the sacred valley, the true splendor of Machu Picchu is finally revealed. It's a humbling experience to stand at an altitude of nearly 8,000 feet and gaze down at the Inca city below you. Overlooking the glorious ruins, it's easy to imagine the hive of activity this peak must have been almost 600 years ago. Angel Falls, also called Salto Churun Meru, waterfall in the Guiana Highlands in Bolivar State, southeastern Venezuela on the Churun River. A tributary of the Caroni, 160 miles southeast of Ciudad Bolivar, the highest waterfall in the world. The cataract drops 3,212 feet and is 500 feet wide at the base. It leaps from a flat-top plateau, Ayuyantepiu, or Devil's Mountain, barely making contact with the sheer face. The falls are located in Canaima National Park, and because of the dense jungle surrounding the falls, they are best seen from the air. If you look at South America on the map, you'd probably notice a massive green area covering the northern part of the continent. This patch of green is the largest rainforest on the planet, the Amazon. It occupies most of the 7 million square kilometers of the Amazon basin. The Amazon forest is ancient. It likely formed during the Eocene era and has been in existence for at least 55 million years. Imposing stone sentinels stand guard on Rapa Nui, a volcanic island that anchors the western point of the Polynesian Triangle in the South Pacific. You might know it as Easter Island. About 42% of the island is Rapa Nui National Park, a World Heritage Property established in 1995 to preserve the natural and cultural wonders of this Chilean territory. Moai, the enormous heads that dot the landscape, are the lasting legacy of this ancient society. Copernicus Sentinel-2 takes us over Lake Titicaca, one of the largest lakes in South America. Lake Titicaca lies on the high Andes Plateau and straddles the border between Peru to the west and Bolivia to the east. It is considered the highest major body of navigable water in the world, as it sits an elevation of 3,800 meters above sea level.